Y'all remember our good friend Carlee Russell? You know, the one that pretended to get snatched off the side of the road and had the whole country in a hot tizzy over it. And it turns out, I guess she was just eating Cheez-Its at a hotel room. Well, she got sentenced, if you could call it that. And we're going to talk about it in today's video. Hello Sofa Squad and welcome back to the sofa. Mr. Roscoe's on the sofa. This clearly is the sofa. My name's Paul. I'm sitting in front of what clearly is the sofa. Now, like I said, today we're going to be talking about Carlee Russell. This is a quick video. This is actually not breaking news. This happened like a week or so ago, depending on when you watch this. But we've been following very closely the Ruby Franke trial, so I haven't been able to get to this other than talking to y'all like in, the DMs or in the comment section or whatever about this. But I wanted to come on and talk about it because my main point of interest is that we finally hear her speak, right? We finally hear her speak. So the way this video is going to work is we're just going to quickly go over like what happened, and then we're going to look at a few clips from her sentencing. Now, before we do jump into that, if you want to follow Roscoe and I outside of the YouTubes, you can follow us on the Insta, on the gram, on the Instagram. It's on the screen. It's in the description. Go on, click it, give it a follow. Now, let's go ahead and just talk very quickly about the quick overview of this so we're all on the same page before we get into like talking about the clips and whatnot. Okay, so quick rewind. Last July, Carlee goes missing for a couple of days. Now, she called 911 and she was talking about there's a toddler on the side of the road and she allegedly tried to help this child and whatnot. Well, then she seemingly disappears into thin air. However, she resurfaced and eventually she admits that yes, she had lied about the toddler, about being snatched off the side of the road, her whole story about people with orange hair and Cheez-Its, everything was made up. Now, we don't know the real reason, but it seems like this was potentially over a man. So, that being said, fast forward, let's talk about sentencing time. Now, she had pled guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges for filing a false police report. Now, we're going to get into the statement and all this kind of stuff because look, the judge went very easy on her and we'll get to that real quick, but just very quickly so you know, she's going to have to pay around 18 grand in restitution, 12 months supervised probation, which is a suspended sentence for 2 6-month jail sentences. And she has to continue her mental health counseling. Okay, so that's the nuts and bolts of it, okay? We'll talk about my opinion on her sentence when we get to the end, but what I want to do now is jump to those video clips. It's not very many of them. Like I said, this is kind of a short video, but I want to get to those and talk about it and make some commentary on it. So let's go ahead and listen to what the state had to say at sentencing.
First of all, this case has always been about respect for law enforcement and respect for this community as a whole. Ms. Russell faked a kidnapping, duped the community, and contrived this situation. We still, Judge, don't know to this day where she was, how she got there, what she was doing, with whom she was doing it with.
Here's the thing, I mean, she's right? I mean, when you have these situations, Sherry Papini, Carlee Russell, all this type of stuff where these people fake these major events like this, and it has the whole country like, what happened? Because Carlee, it's like she's this very nice, I'm speaking of the image, right? I mean, clearly she has some issues. Well, people might not agree with this when I say she's a very nice young lady because of what she did, but you get where I'm going. I mean, she was this nursing student, this, that, and the other. She did not present as somebody who would pull this number, at least the general public, right? Now, maybe people who know her know differently. I don't know. But it was like, huh? She did what? So everyone's concerned because you believe it at first. But then little things start to come out that's like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. Like, you got what? And then of course the big telltale, especially with Carlee, is it's like, girl, everything's on video. They have cameras everywhere, on the highways and the interstate, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So her story quickly fell apart. But yes, I mean, this was one of those stories that I'm sure she did not intend for it to go nationwide, but whoa, it did it.
Knew this would happen. She had researched it on the computer. She had researched search terms about Amber Alerts and the movie Taken, all of those things.
I swear that movie is going to be referenced in every one of these situations from here on out, okay? Okay. It's like they never should have made that movie. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, that's the thing, like the research that went into this, it's just like, yeah, this wasn't just some like haphazard thing, right? Even if it was, like, okay, I had an emotional meltdown, let me go do blank. I mean, she put some thought into this. I mean, she prepared with boxes of Cheez-Its, for God's sakes, and stolen toilet paper from work.
Law enforcement, and that's when she tells the story about the orange-haired man and woman playing with her hair and eating Cheez-Its. This ruse continues.
Okay, y'all, now, and put everything aside for a second. If you followed this when this happened, on any form of social media, especially TikTok, you have to tip your hat to the content that Carlee Russell provided TikTok. Like, they probably needed to cut her a check because she carried TikTok for like at least a week or two. Okay, she put Cheez-Its on the map. I mean, the content was insane, y'all, okay? Like, oh my gosh, I will always associate Cheez-Its with Carlee Russell now. It's burned in my mind. Okay, so this next clip is long. We are going to finally hear her talk, okay? What we've all been waiting for. So let's listen to it and then talk about it.
Your Honor, I want to genuinely apologize for my actions and the resulting negative impact inflicted onto others. I made a grave mistake while trying to fight through various emotional issues and stress. I am extremely remorseful for the panic, fear, and various range of negative emotions that were experienced across the nation. I want to specifically acknowledge and take accountability for the pain and embarrassment that I inflicted upon my family, my church family, friends, neighbors, community, and all of those who were directly involved in search efforts for me. I also extend my sincerest apologies to the Hoover Police Department and every other law enforcement agency and personnel for the position that I put them in and for the resources used. I absolutely regret my decision, and in hindsight wish that I had cried for help in a totally different manner. My prayer is that I will be extended grace and given the opportunity to redeem who I truly am and restore the positively esteemed character that I have worked so hard to attain for the 25 years of my life prior to this incident. I wholeheartedly can say that I've never had any malicious intent to hurt anyone. And I pray that you will feel my sincerity and that as I prepare to pick up the pieces and go on to restore my life, that you will witness the fruition of grace.
Okay, so, Miss Carlee. I mean, I'm kind of speechless at her speech. I mean, she's very well spoken. I just think she's a very troubled young lady. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what she did was like next level. And I know she's sitting here saying, I wasn't trying to hurt somebody or whatever. And I don't think she was personally trying to hurt someone other than maybe if she was trying to get attention from her man or something like that. I think what it was a selfish act. And therein lies the issue. Is she was so lost in whatever she's going through, whatever, so selfish in that moment that it's like your actions have implications elsewhere, because now this is just another thing of like, this feeds into when real victims of situations like this, aren't believed. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing there. And then obviously the resources, right? Because I mean, if you follow this when it happened, I mean, when people started putting two together, I mean, everyone came together in this community. When they found out they were duped, they were not happy. Okay. Can you imagine pulling a number like this and then going back to church next Sunday? I mean, hopefully people would have some grace with her and be like, people change. Maybe she is very troubled and needs help and can restore her name or whatever. And the other thing to this as well is you look at what she threw away. It was like she had all this stuff seemingly going for her. And it's like, that's down the tubes. It's like, I mean, this is major, right? And then in addition to the obvious, wasting resources, crying wolf, this type thing. And especially if it comes down to, and again, I don't know, but just a little bit that I followed on social media, I got the vibe that this is like a situation over her, then boyfriend maybe. But, I don't know for sure, right? She's never produced like a real solid answer to this. I'm glad she spoke out the thing, and I'm sure she has had time to sit over this and it resonate. And I hope that she truly can sink in, and that mom and dad, because my first thought is like, oh, I bet mom and dad will write a check, right? Because they look like they have a lot of money, right? She seems to come from a very affluent family. And so it's like, okay, did they just not teach her accountability or whatever? Well, she's going to learn it now, right? But I am glad she spoke. I'm glad she's up there saying these things. Hopefully it has scared her straight, you know what I'm saying? To like change her ways. Because again, it's just, when something like this happens and it goes national, I mean, this is your reputation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, good luck dating. You know what I mean? I mean, it's unfortunately just how it is.
What you did was you wasted a lot of government resources, and you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay every dime of that in restitution in this case.
She's like, I'll pay it, judges don't send me to jail. Right? She's like, 50 grand? Come on, out, whatever, name your price. This is the keep me out of jail price, right?
It would be a waste of government resources to have a trial in this case. So you have taken responsibility, and we're not going to do that. It would be a waste of government resources to put you in jail. One of the most expensive things the government does is incarcerate people. And we need to reserve our jails for people who are genuinely a threat to the community.
I mean, take emotion out of it, he's right. She does not, to me, seem like somebody who is a danger to society. She seems, like I said, a troubled young lady who needs a lot of help. I don't think she'll find that in jail or prison, right? She allegedly is still in mental health counseling, and that's part of her sentence, is to remain in that. So to me, she just presents as like somebody who needs a lot of help, right? If you were at an emotionally destitute, desperate, whatever all those words plays, that you're going to pull something like this for attention and for a cry for help, as she says, you are in need of drastic psychotherapy, right? I don't think that jail would help that for her. And like he said, it's expensive, right? Because if they were going to get to the point of doing that, she's going to go to trial. I mean, come on, right? I mean, it's ridiculous to spend more taxpayer money on that, especially when she's willing to like do the things. And again, if she doesn't stick to her side of the bargain, oh yes, she's going off to jail, right? He didn't completely just let her off the hook.
Accordingly, it is the judgment and sentence of this court that you're sentenced in each of these cases to 6 months in the county jail. These sentences are consecutive with each other, and these sentences are suspended. You're placed on probation for 12 months. It's supervised probation. It's a condition of your probation that you pay full amount of restitution, which is $17,974.88, paid to the city of Hoover, 100 Municipal Lane, Hoover, Alabama 35216. Pay that through the clerk's office on the first floor in this building, so we have a record of it.
There you go. So, like I said, I think that this was a just sentence. You know, if she messes up, she gets a year. This will help her learn her lesson. If she doesn't learn it, she'll go to jail, right? It's that easy. She's got to pay that money back. Hopefully, mommy and daddy don't write a check. Okay? I'm not going to lie, though. I was surprised she didn't get some time, okay? I expected it 100%. I was just like, this girl, she's going to do something. I didn't expect her to get hard prison time, but I was literally like, I could see them doing like a 90-day program in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I thought at first. But when he did this, I was like, you know what? This is fair. He's requiring her to pay all this money back. I mean, that's a lot of money. Even if mommy and daddy write a check for it, I mean, come on. Community service, you know, mental health counseling, all these things. And it's probably stuff that she needs. If she uses the experience to make change, it will be for the better. She will go on and make something of herself and not let this moment define her, right? Because she clearly is a capable human being. She's done all this stuff before this. She had this moment. She could hopefully make it past this. Again, I'm waiting for the Cheez-It sponsorship. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I mean, like, I was waiting for something next level. And maybe in a year when she's off probation, we'll see the next level thing come, because anything's possible these days, right? I mean, come on, right? We have Gina, the Chick-fil-A girl. I mean, come on. We need Carlee, the Cheez-Its girl. So anyways, let me know. Do you think the sentence was fair, or do you not think it was fair? Because a lot of people, like, some people are like, she needs to go off to the big house for years. You know, other people are like, yeah, this is it. Some people thought this was too stiff. I'm curious what you know, or what your opinion is. So anyways, that's it. thank you for watching. Sorry this is a little bit short of a video, but that's it. She's going back for a follow-up in October. I put it in my little calendar on my phone, so we'll see what happens then, and obviously we'll follow it if she doesn't make it, as she falls off the Cheez-Its wagon again before that. So anyways, that's it. If you're still watching, thank you. Roscoe, thanks you. The sofa, thanks you. Drop some sofas down in the comment section for Roscoe and I to sit on as we meander our way down there to talk to you about this case and others. And until we do, we'll see y'all soon. I just wanted to say thank you again for watching the whole video, and also thank you for being part of the Sofa Squad. Special thanks to all the Patreon members, channel members from both of my channels, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, comments in the comment sections. It helps the channel out so much. Now don't forget, I do have that other channel, the podcast channel. That's where we go live, we hang out, we talk. We have kind of sort of a schedule, but just be sure and check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. Also, if you're looking for merch, be sure to check out my Teespring store. I'll put that up here. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to follow me and Roscoe on the Instagram, go on, check it out. It's right here on the screen again. But once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being part of the Sofa Squad, and I'll see you in the next video.